If your mental ain't right, if your spirit ain't right, it ain't gonna work no way.
Guys, I'm gonna change this topic. Listen, we're never gonna move forward if I don't. What about online dating? What's your thoughts on online dating today? Brandon?
Oh.
All right.
No,
So I've been online dating since before it was popular. We're talking about MySpace.
We're not talking about Black Planet?
Not Black Planet and Asian Connection.
All right. Asian Avenue.
Asian Avenue. Here we go. All right. Asian Avenue, Black Planet. And it was all right. So what's funny to me was we're talking about 2004, 2005, and where the idea of internet dating was like a problem. Like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, internet dating is like the awesome shit because you have at least an idea of who it is before you meet them. So online dating to me is a beautiful thing. It's a great thing because you are able to not only see who the person is before you even meet them, but you're also able to waste less time because you can pick through them. You don't even gotta go out. You don't gotta leave your living room. You ain't gotta leave your bedroom, wherever you're at, flipping through stuff. You ain't gotta leave that. Now, when you find somebody, whether you flip through 100 people, you found somebody worth like putting on your good clothes for. You found somebody worth spending some money on. You've already went through 100 folks to find someone you think is someone is worth doing. Versus when we were little kids in the 90s, the speed dating thing was a thing. You had to go out and you spent 30 seconds with each person thinking that, all right, maybe. I think speed dating is awesome. I think that's not only
disagree with you, Brandon.
Now, but what it should be at the moment.
Yeah,
I disagree with you, Brandon.
All right, go, Alicia.
Because I feel that online dating, you're getting, your people are saying what you want to hear, like they're telling you what you want to hear, and I don't feel that they're genuine.
that happens in the real world, though.
That's called dating.
It is. But if I'm looking at you in your face, then I can tell whether you are telling the truth or not. But if you're typing words and I haven't seen you or we're talking over the phone, I don't know if you're being your authentic self. Just like you could tell more of a person of being their authentic self if you're sitting in front of them and looking at them in the face. You can kind of be like, I don't know how true I believe that. I don't know if I really believe that just because of how they presented it.
So you're going on body language.
You damn right I am.
EJ.
There are people that are very good at modifying their body language to make you feel real comfortable.
EJ, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, like I've online dated a lot. I think that's probably an understatement. I think that there's a lot of things about it. Number one, I think it does. There's some positives to it. I think it expands the number of people you'd probably encounter. It expands the range of people, people from all walks of life. And so there's some good things that, you get to encounter many different people quickly. So there's that. But at the same time, I think that it lends itself to a level of superficiality that wouldn't necessarily be there if you were to meet these people face to face. And so he said that you save time. I'm not quite sure you save time. I think you end up either at a dead even, like as far as breaking even for your time, or you end up spending more time because you interact with someone for 3 weeks, maybe throughout the day over text, and then you meet them in person and you're like, man, or you do that with 7 people and you meet all 7 of them and it's like, no. And it's like, okay, well, why did I have to do all that and just to, or you go out a few times and it's like no, and that over the course of weeks or months. I mean, how much time did you spend? A lot. How much money did you spend? A good bit. So there's a lot of there's a lot to it, you know, when it comes to how much, you know, effort and energy and time you end up spending to try to like find someone. So I don't think you really find someone by just the initial selection. You still have to go out. You still have to spend that time that you would have spent had you met them in person. And I think the fact that online dating is so prolific and prominent now, the fact that there's so many people on there, it's easier and sort of faster to dismiss people for reasons that are a lot of times kind of arbitrary. So it's like, well, I don't really like her nail polish, so I'm just gonna go and meet some more girls. Like, so you kind of dupe yourself into thinking that there are way more options than there are, and you think that, well, you know, I can easily replace this person or that person. It's just a matter of, you know, clicking an app and swiping, and I'll find another. And so that's probably part of the negative side to it. So you have to. I think it is, because you end up overlooking and sort of discounting people that for reasons that you might not have done that with had it been a different context that you met them, you know. And a lot of times, yeah, like Alicia said earlier, you know, you meet someone for the first time, you might not like them that much, but you're in a context with them, you're in a situation, and you start to like them because there's more time has passed and you start to see other sides to their personality. But if you're dismissing them quickly because you think there are a bunch of others out there, well, everybody has problems, everybody has issues. I mean, you can easily dismiss 1,000 people for, you know, like arbitrary reasons. So I don't necessarily think that it's a great thing that there are so many options, and you think that, well, I can just easily find another one. I can easily just replace this person. It's like, but you're not giving it time to develop and get to a more serious level to where you're even informed enough to make a decent decision.
All right, cool. All right, let's throw it out. Let's throw it out to the rest of y'all. What's all y'all think about this?
Those didn't answer, and neither did I.
Go ahead, Sherelle.
I'm conflicted. Honestly, I like that I can weed through really quickly. The certain things that I just are deal breakers for me, so I can just weed right through the deal breakers. I do prefer that person's energy around me, and I'm particular about the energy I want around me, and I can discern a lot more quickly when the person's are in my presence. So I prefer. I'm trying not to cut online dating out completely. I keep trying it, and then I'm getting on Facebook dating and getting off, but because I just prefer being in that person's presence.
All right, I want to know, what are your deal breakers?
Oh, we'll get to that. Your turn.
Okay. Nasty. All right.
Why you gotta be nasty? Los, your turn.
I never had any success doing it. I've even gone as far as to meet up with the people. It always turned out whack. But my cousin, he met his wife on online dating, and they couldn't be happier. So I'm not against it. I just haven't had any success with it. I agree with a lot of the points that EJ made. Just this microwave culture of, I don't like the way her nose is positioned a little too far to the left. Swipe, you know what I mean? It's just or you be in Pittsburgh and you just swipe right on every black girl because there's only 7 out of the 7,000 white women. You know what I mean?
I got you. All right, so here's a question. Would you rather, get all dressed up, you take your shower, you get all dressed up, you got your smell goods happening, you spend money on parking, you spend money on getting in, and you go ahead and you do your little, speed dating. Let's go to speed dating. You go ahead and jump in on that, right? you didn't spend already like $60. You get there and you don't vibe with nobody. How do you feel about that?
I just feel like Tinder is kind of predatory. You know what I mean? It's like you kind of just, you know what I mean? Like you're being all executive about things that you probably, like me, I'm soft on people. So if I meet that girl with a nose that's a little position to the left in person, I'll have a way harder time rejecting her to her face than I would on that app.
So you're not being real with her.
Like, she don't know me.
Not being real with her. Like Sherelle and Alicia, they already said they don't want no soft nothing. You already even said, like, I'm soft.
I'm just soft on people in general. You know what I mean? Like,
like if you met someone in person in a natural way, for example, like let's say you're walking through the park. Let's say you're
walking through the park,
and they're walking the other way, and they say, "Hey, nice watch," and then you start a conversation.
I like the way you are.
You might not be as quick to say, "Hey, get out of my face, I'm busy," or you know,
exactly
here, I'm not interested.
But you may want to though. You may want to say that.
You may want to, but if you don't and you give it time, and then you actually end up exchanging numbers and going out and talking and saying, hey, you know what? Like, even if you don't end up together, like you met a nice person out, and now you have a new friend or whatever. Like I think that's. I mean, I'm kind of old school like that. I like situations where you meet someone in person and it just kind of, develops. And I'm not like trying to strategize around, is this, somebody, well, let me think about all these factors that I wouldn't really be thinking about had I met them in person,
I totally agree with EJ on that. Like I just work better in that kind of atmosphere, like that kind of scenario. Like if it's just organic, I don't like too much pressure on it.
I think too, we come from a generation where like online dating, classified ads, those are for desperate people. So it's just like, we're not trying to be looking desperate, that's why it's taboo to be online.
That's the new climate of what dating is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I had to convert myself to that because I don't have social media. I don't do a whole lot of tech anything. And once I saw like, well, everybody's online now, everybody's doing.
That's where it's at.
I had to just do it, and it's just like, man, I don't really like.
You will look like a creeper if you at the actual bar and try to like connect with somebody.
I met a girl at the last summer, and it was like, it was old school. You just come in, we talked. Talk for like 2 hours.
Now for speed dating, I'm there with
old school.
I'm not there to force it. I'm there to get to know somebody, and if it clicks, it clicks. So no, I won't feel any kind of way if I go in and it just doesn't turn into something. I actually think I would expect that more than if I actually did find somebody there.
Never been on like a random date. Ever. Like everybody that I've ever been on a date with, like I've been friends with first, or like
we all know like friendship
interests in each other, and we know each other from being around like other mutual friends or something. And then we kind of just decided that one day we would go out and have dinner or drinks or whatever. But I've never been on like a random date.
Nobody ever slid in the DMs like, yo.
No, I've never.
It was like it was like a really great date. Like that was probably about maybe about a year or two ago, and it was a great date. Like we met he slid in the DMs and we went on a date, and it was great. We're not talking to this day, but whatever. It was
I got a question. I got a question for the women that are on this podcast. Sherelle, have y'all ever taken the initiative to slide into a DM?
No, I've never, not in a DM, because I'm not like a DM type person. I've been a person who I go after what I want. You damn right.
You go after what you want unless it requires a DM?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't slide in your DM. Like, I'll come talk to you. I'll come have a conversation with you. And that conversation will lead into, I got sneaky ways. So you won't even know I'm coming for you until I came for you.
I am not.
Like, yo, she's straight up assassin level.
Hitman. Assassin's
Sorry.
Creed.
You don't know you dead till you dead.
Well,
Damn.
no, I mean, because it will come off as like, we're friends, let's hang out, it's cool. And then like, when you're like, damn, she's a dope ass friend, then I hit you with the, you know what, I really think that we should like, you know, hang out sometime. And then it's like,
But the
damn,
whole time he was
I
plotting.
you
The
at a
whole
dope
time he
ass
was
friend.
like, I'm going to get him.
And I got you. I got you before you even knew, because I'm a dope ass person. So I'm a dope ass friend to you. And it's like, damn, this, you know, she's cool. Like, oh yeah, I don't see why. And then bing, you got caught.
So I am the opposite of Alicia. Alicia does not mind being the pursuer if she has to. I, on the other hand, am not good at it. I am trying
It's
it
not
out.
hard. Wait, pause. It's not hard to.
I am trying.
Got no game.
No, it is very hard. It is very hard for somebody like me. It's not an easy thing, and it's not my personality. Yeah. So that's it. So no, I haven't slid in DMs. I'll throw the ball in your court though.
What would you consider an action on your part, like for an initiating?
Oh, Sherelle, you opened up that can of worms.
I mean,
I told you. Because
she said it was hard, and I'm just wondering, like, what?
I am too, because you know what? You could give the ... I'm about to send a message and be already in.
Well,
me and Sherelle have had this conversation, because a lot of females get intimidated by being put in the friend zone. You put yourself in the friend zone.
So Alicia likes to say that I always put myself in the friend zone.
You do.
I don't.
Wait. I want to ask a question about that.
Friendly.
So you feel like being in the friend zone is the fault of the friend?
Let me answer EJ's question. So I'll start a conversation. I don't mind doing that. And I'll flirt a little bit, and then I'll kind of let it go.
You won't make your intentions known. You put yourself in a friend.
Make my intentions known because I don't know what my intentions are just yet. I want to get to know you. I like you. I'm interested. I don't know for sure what I want to do yet. Like, because
sound like a dog chasing a car.
I don't want to say it. Like, I don't want to say. I was waiting for you to get to the whole thing, but
wait, hold on.
Sherelle, go ahead. Person, there's levels to it. So that's why, like, okay, I see you. Oh, I like him. I want to get to know him more. So I'll
investigate.
Yeah, real shit, like real talk. I'm not on my podcast. So like, I might like you, but I don't know enough to know if I want to be a girlfriend yet. You don't know enough about me to say that yet. So like, I can't say what I want automatically. I just know that you're cool. I see you in the community doing stuff with the kids. I see you at, whatever. I like the person. I see who you are, like, and I'd like to get to know more about you.
Can I add something to that, Sherelle?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
So listen, if I were you, I would, because it sounds like you want to be cautious not to express yourself because you don't know if you're wasting your oil. But you can't hinder yourself in that way. You like what I'm saying is, even if your affections aren't validated, or even if they don't turn out to be the person that you expected them to be, your intentions are still true. You know what I mean? You got to be true to your intentions. Like, you have to be true to the things. So, huh?
Like,
what's up?
My intentions haven't fully developed yet. Like, it starts off with, I just want to get to know you. Then it goes into like, dang, I want this to be my man. Then it goes to
but at that point, Sherelle, we had this conversation, but at that point, he's like, done put you already in that friend zone.
Right, yeah.
So you gotta let what your intentions are be known, because I told you we're too big for that. We're too grown. Like, as a grown woman, I'm not no kid.
Well, I don't operate that way. Like, I don't look at somebody and automatically be like, I want him to be my man right away. Like,
And I
No, but you could make your intentions known that you're open to possible, dating and romance versus,
say
hey,
it
I'm just
again,
going to cut
EJ.
this off at friendship and that's it.
Hey, you know what? How about this? When do y'all decide when I don't want this man to be like, a meaningful relationship? And y'all say, you know what? I just want to fuck him. When does that happen?
okay, wait. Let me say something. I am trying that out, EJ. I don't enjoy it. I will say that because I
You don't
don't.
have to say, you don't have to like vocalize it, but you just make it known.
I don't like to be. I don't prefer to be the pursuer. It's not what I enjoy. I am traditional, and I prefer the man to be the hunter, and that's just what I prefer. Now, am I trying this out? I am. But as far as to answer Brandon's question, that depends on the stage I'm in. So if I'm in a stage where I'm ready for a friends with benefit situation, then once I meet him, as soon as I meet him, I'm like, oh yeah, we could do that.
So as soon as you meet him, you're like, you know what? We fucking, we don't expect no more.
If I'm in my stage of wanting a friends with benefits, yes. Oh, I like him. We could do that right away. But if I'm wanting to be in a relationship, that's something totally different. And those stages progress very slowly for me.
That's why I say there's no real such thing as like when a dude be saying, "Oh, I got all the game." It's like, no, you don't, bro. She just like she made that decision way before you even spoke to her, bro. Like it was sold up. Like all you had to do was say hi.
It's true. It's true. We know right away whether we would do anything with you sexually or not. Right away.
All right, so right away. So then my question is this though. Why is that not made known right away?
Because I'm one person that I just don't understand why, as a grown folk, when I say grown, but we're in our 30s, grown folk, why we can't voice those things.
Because you wanted to be
different.
validated. You don't want to.
Right,
You don't
I
want to be
understand, but then
rejected.
I don't want you.
I
I'd
gotta
rather
answer
you
that.
tell me straightforward that, you know what, I don't look at you like that. Then I have a decision to make. Okay, well then we could be friends. Cool, we friends.
But
Yeah,
but
cool.
if you're
and then keep it that way. We friends. We ain't gonna pursue nothing else. But if
you're on
we
your
have
25th
this
time
thing-
that year, you might
All
get a
right,
little
all right.
shot.
I want to pause though. I want everyone here.
I don't voice it because until I feel so strongly about it that I don't care about not taking it back. Like I have to be in a space of being like, I don't care, I'm never taking this back, and then I'll voice it. Like I don't put it out there because I don't.
So once you don't give a shit about how they're gonna respond, you
like
go
I
ahead and
don't
say
initial feelings. I don't put a lot into initial feelings, a whole lot. So like for me, it's like, oh, okay, I like him today, but literally he could say I smoke crack and I don't like him no more. Like,
So that sounds to me that once a guy has received the information of I just want to fuck you, he needs to assume that, you know what, shouldn't give a fuck about the rest of my feelings about it.
So let me ask the men on the podcast a question then. So as because me and Terrell are two totally opposite females when it comes to things. So like me, I'm just, I like my intentions to be known. So I'm not wasting my time nor yours. And Sherelle's kind of like, slow and steady wins the race. So as men, do you like for a woman to let you know what she wants, or do you want to pursue her?
It depends on the situation. I think that in a situation where there's an open question about dating and romance and future and possible, I think discretion is important. I think that you don't put all your cards out right away, because then people get bored and lose interest if they don't feel like there's some sort of,
if it don't match,
if they don't feel like there's some sort of unanswered questions, and you're not kind of like giving them a mystery to solve and stuff like that, then then it just kind of gives away the game. And I think that if you're open to a possible something, you want to hold their interest, and so you don't all put it all out there at one time. Now there are some women who would prefer that, and they usually are the ones who will tell you pretty early on, like, or they'll ask you straight up. And I think that in those situations, you just say, this is what it is, or this is what I want. But generally, that's not how that goes. And I would say that as a man, it's probably good to not put all your cards out right away.
Yeah, I've never had any issues with any men ever tell me, like, anybody I've ever dated, like, I haven't pursued every person I've ever dated, but the long relationships that I have been in, the 2 lengthy relationships that I have been in, both times I have pursued.
I think that I like to set the precedent, and I'm gonna let you know, but I just prefer a man to take lead on that.
Why though?
So what if he doesn't take lead, but you're interested because of the conversations that you had? Like, let's just look back. Let's look past the whole, like,
he doesn't take lead, that he wasn't for me. That's how I feel about. That's how because like I like genuine. I like if I like him, okay, I like him. All right, and then I'll throw him the bone. I go converse a little bit or whatever. If he's not throwing me nothing or catching it, then he's just not catching it, and that's just it. I'm not going much further.
Right.
Now I am trying that out with somebody. I don't.
Right, sure. I got a question for you, especially in 2020 with the climate being what it is, where a male that is aggressive about his dating practices, if he says, he looks across the room, he's like, you know what? I don't know who she is or what she's about, but you know what, like, I really want to talk to this woman and see what's going on. And he says to himself, you know what? In 2020, with the Me Too movement and everything else, like, I don't know how to approach this woman, being you, and say, hey, I don't know how to approach her. I don't want to come off too aggressive. I don't want to come off real cheesy, real corny. Like, I don't want to come off as a dude that is pushing too hard. And he decides, you know what? Let me just like fall back and see if she is interested. But you're a woman who prefers a man who takes the initiative when it comes to the first response. What is your advice to those individuals who are contemplating talking to a woman, but are considering the aspects of the Me Too movement and everything in 2020, and just in general, not knowing how to approach a woman with respect?
If he doesn't know how to approach a woman with respect, then we won't be able to talk.
Yo, hey, wait, pause. But you know what? No. That's a very cop-out answer. The reason why is because the answer of respect is different for everybody.
Look, the Me Too movement has nothing to do with just being kind-hearted. Don't say anything about my breast. Don't say anything about my butt. And let's talk like human beings.
But he's strong and confident. He's trying to get to the point.
All right, wait. That's a perfect example. That's a perfect example right there. So Sherelle, you have a whole different answer than what Los just gave. Like, the two of y'all have a different response to what's considered a respectful approach to someone brand new.
If he had,
I was being honest talking about her.
Right.
So, do you appreciate my honesty?
Like, what you want to say?
So I'm asking you. All right. I guess I'm asking you, and I'm asking Alicia, both of y'all. What is the most Fabio like approach? Like, what is the way in 2020 for a man to approach a woman to say, you know what, I like you, I respect you, and I want to I want to go ahead and pursue you to all, like,
Normal,
Go ahead and answer.
normal conversation, just about whatever whatever environment we're in, normal conversation. And then after the normal conversation, let me know that you would like to continue to converse.
so it's like, how's the weather? Let's go on a dinner date.
No. See, for me, if I'm in,
You know what? I just got a respectful response.
Then we
if I
talk
was in,
about the environment we're in. Oh, this club is nice. Yeah, I like the music. Yeah, I do too. The food was good. Ha ha. Yeah. I would like to keep talking to you. Okay. All right, let's go. That works for me. Don't say anything about my butt or anything. Just be
That
normal.
works for most. That works for most women, I
for
think.
me, it's different because I'm a very like social and outgoing person. If we were in a bar setting and I seen you sitting over there and I was like, you know what, he seems like, you know, a nice person, or he's sitting there by himself. Whatever. I'm gonna go talk. I'm gonna come over and talk. I'll be like, hey, what's up? You know, and if I get that vibe, like, yo, what's going on? How's everything? Then I'm like, and I'll be like, yo, let's take a shot. What you drinking? What you drinking? And I'd be like, Los, what you drinking? You be like, oh, you know, I want some. I'll be like, all right, get my man a drink here. I want this. And I'd be like, cheers to a good night.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers. Open up the conversation. Now it's like, oh, so what are you doing here? I see you're sitting over here by yourself. Like, what's going on? It was like, oh, you know, sometimes, like, you know, I have heard, you know, even from my male friends, sometimes it's nice to be pursued. It's nice for somebody to come over and have a conversation with me. It's nice for somebody to be interested in me versus why do I always have to feel like every time I go out, I have to, you know, feel like I gotta pursue a woman if I want to have a conversation with her. Why can't she come talk to me? We're both grown adults here, so why can't she come over and have a talk with me? So, you know, I'll sit over there and be like, oh, I see you sitting over here by yourself. What's going on? Like, you know, and it's as simple as, you know, sometimes men are like, oh, you know, I'm just chilling tonight. I just came through to have a drink or whatnot. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, you know, you working, like, what's going on? How's life? Like, men want those conversations too. They want somebody to hear them out and talk to them after a long day and feel like, you know, the conversation is needed. Like, instead of a man always having to ask a female, like, oh, what are you doing? How is everything? Blah, blah,
I
blah.
got a question for
Let
you.
me say something. Just because I'm not the pursuer, it doesn't mean I'm not engaging and I'm not coming forward and reciprocating at all. So I want to make sure.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying how I do it.
I know you're not saying that, but I just want to make sure that that's clear. I'm not usually the initiator with any kind of friendships or relationships. Like I'm not. I like organic.
Right.
Usually, I don't deal with a lot. I'm kind of introverted and standoffish. Like I really am. So that's just naturally who I am. But it doesn't.
What were you saying, EJ?
It doesn't mean that if he comes, I'm gonna be like, you know.
Yeah, I got a question for Alicia. Like, at what point in your life did you discover like that you wanted to, you know, pursue, or that you were comfortable with, you
It's
know?
not that I was comfortable or I decided to pursue. I'm just like, I'm a very outgoing and I like to I like social situations, like just meeting new people, talking with new people, and then having conversations with my male friends, and how it's like, you know, how they always, they're like, it's like always like, I always got to feel like I have to go talk to a woman. He was like, sometimes it's nice for somebody to listen to me, like hear how my day is going. Just like, you know, when you're in a relationship, like you like when your woman's like, babe, how was your day? Like, how's everything going? But when you're starting off a relationship, or if you're starting off even a friendship, it's good to have two equal parts. It's good to hear, you know, what's going on with your friend as well as what's going on with you. So, you know, whenever you start off that conversation with that male and, you know, he feel like he's being heard, and he's like, you know, oh man, like this woman's really interested in me, like she's really listening to what I gotta say, like that makes them interested, that makes you interested in me, because you want to hear how I'm doing instead of I always got to be the male that's pursuing and listening.
So you never like went through a period where you're like, you know what, I'll probably do better with dating it or whatever if I just put myself out there, or if I pursue, like you were just always like social and outgoing.
Yeah, and I've always got better results that way. Like I've always gotten better results that way. I've always gotten, you know, even in friendships, like, you know, you get better results and people talk to you more and understand more. This is also why I'm in social work, because like the more you sit and talk to get to know people, the more they open up, the more they feel comfortable with you, even in friendship. So I mean,
exactly, which is why I want to make sure I give you props for doing that. The fact is, you are going to acknowledge that aspect when you communicate with, you know, with guys. Like that's a thing. So I want to give you the props on doing that. So thank you for doing that.
Of course, y'all matter too. Y'all's lives matter.
No, we don't.
You might get a compliment. You might get a compliment from me. You might get a compliment, maybe a joke, but as far as me pursuing you, I'm not doing that usually. I'm just not.
Oh man.
Hey yo, so all right. So Sherelle, in that situation though, so like, say like a guy like, you know, shows interest to you, what is your response to let them know that, you know what, I'm interested too, if you're just not putting in any effort?
That's the thing, what you just said. I never said I'm not putting any effort in. I've never said that. I just prefer for the guy to put the effort first. That's all. That's all.
All right, and my question to you was, what is your response?
My response
to a guy who's putting in effort? Because
if I'm interested, I'm reciprocating, just like I said that I would. If we're conversing, just like when you walked off, I said if we're conversing.
She wants to initiate.
She wants him to initiate.
All right, so she wants to miss on.
I prefer that if it's something romantic that he initiates. Now, friends, you know.
Now, why is that?
I think that's most of them.
I'm traditional. I like a man to be the one to initiate that. I feel like the men are the hunters. I also feel like I need to set the precedence of our relationship. I feel like if I'm the one that's coming to you, then I'm always gonna be coming to you all the time only. So that's just my experience.
Wait. But all right. So in that regard, so you feel the plight of being the hunter. If I'm coming as a hunter, if I'm coming to you, which is what you just said, the feeling of being always coming to you, you don't like that, but you're okay with the guy feeling that.
I feel like men are set up to be that way already.
The reason is, Sherelle, is because what's going to happen is if you keep going down this road and you keep getting disappointed,
it just be a preference that I have, and
you maintain this, if you maintain this position and you keep getting introduced to men, or there's a series of men that keep introducing themselves to you that are disappointing, you're going to get this notion that, you know, these guys just ain't nothing, when you could just pursue the person that you want and it could be over with. Like,
all right, so I'm gonna piggyback on that.
Remember also that I don't always know that I want to. Like, just because you're attractive to me, I don't know I want you. It takes a long time for me to decide that.
Wait, that's the definition of attractive. You want the thing is attractive to you. That's what wanting something is.
No, when we speaking up this club, it's lots of men in here I'm attracted to. Like, he's handsome, whatever. Do I want you? You have these other qualities. This is what I was talking about. Oh, I like how generous he is. I like how chivalrous he is. That determines whether I like a person.
Got you. I understand what you're saying about that. I want to add to this, like, the whole like hunter-gatherer thing, like, you know, you're the hunter, you should go first. For real, like, I like a woman who is a hunter like me. We gonna hunt together. I'm gonna hunt you, you gonna hunt me, we gonna hunt life together. We hunting.
And that's your
That's great.
Because I got a CV.
Warrior woman.
like, to be honest, like when I'm in a relationship and we're like established, I am more of the pursuer. I'm all over. I'm more affectionate. I'm more forthgoing. But it just takes me time to be that way with a person, even in friendship. It takes me time to. I want to fill you out. You feel me? Like it takes me time to be that way. So I prefer that person to be the initiator. That's all.
Okay.
You know.
We're gonna stop ganging up on Sherelle right now.
Yeah, like
I wasn't ganging up with Sherelle.
We're not getting up.
We've
We're
had
good.
this conversation before.
She wants to be hunted first, and then she's gonna reciprocate.
And the only thing is I told her to find a happy balance between the two.
And there is. I'm not just like, oh, no.
Right. No, but like I was, you know, like me and her have had a conversation, you know, before. I said, you got to find that happy balance between the two. And I understand that, you know, we want what we want. We want to feel wanted, but the other person has to feel wanted too. So
you know what? That's the real statement right there.
I'm never saying I'm just making people feel unwanted. Like,
right. But no. But no, you're taking the words and you're just taking that part. When I'm saying is feeling wanted, meaning like, you know, everybody likes to feel pursued. Everybody likes that. Like, I mean, I don't know how many, I'm in a relationship for 6 years, and when I go out, I like when somebody cat calls me, because I'm like, okay, I still got it. I don't got to answer, but I'm like, okay, y'all, I feel good.
Gotcha.
But, you know what I mean? But everybody likes that feeling.
Right. And so I don't mind being like, oh, yo, your haircut's nice. Okay, nice t-shirt. But if I want you romantically.
No, it's not. But what I'm saying is, it's not about, you know, looks, like appearances. Oh, your haircut's nice. No, it's like, you know, how's life? How are you doing? Everybody likes to like vent. And sometimes men need that nurturing, that loving from a woman type of venting.
We're talking about two different things. I'm only saying that if it's romantic,
listen,
I prefer the initial onset to be from him. That's all.
Tell me if I'm wrong, gentlemen. Tell me if I'm wrong.
All of that. I believe in all of that. We hear, but I just like to be pursued as opposed to being pursuer. Am I trying it that way? I am. I'm trying it that way. You know.
Try, girl.
I don't know nothing.
Don't enjoy it because I'm not really set up like that. So I'm calling her like, I said this to him. How do he? What do I do now? Like, I'm not. This is not organic for me. I am trying it out, but I don't prefer it. I prefer to be the one pursued as I've always been.
All right, so hold on. Hey, I guess my question for all the guys is if we're pursuing, what do y'all do to make sure the guy knows it's okay that you want him to pursue though?
Oh,
so in this situation, they're pursuing you, and that's fine. You want him to be the pursuer, cool. But there's a point where there's a validation should occur, where you're letting him know, I like you pursuing me right now.
So as soon as he says, you know, can we further this? I say, sure. There we go. We're there.
Sure. Okay. Sure is the word. All right. Sure. That's the word, y'all. Wait for the sure.
It doesn't take a whole lot. Like,
I'm for real. Y'all don't know what it takes. Like, you just say it's short. Yeah.
Ask me about me.
So for the guys, it's like, well, how do y'all feel about the pursuing?
Flo hasn't said anything in a long time.
I mean, that's a part of life, you know what I mean? If you're a guy, you just gotta go for it. You know what I mean? Like, me personally, I don't necessarily consider myself to be classically handsome, so I could wait around all my life.
So if a
Probably
woman, so if you start feeling that a woman is pursuing you, do you feel that's weird? Do you feel
like
like
yeah,
you need to,
question it like, yo, does she need to get married right away because she got to stay in the country? What's
right,
going?
or something like? Is that how you feel? Is that how you feel?
I do. I'm like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Did she got the Jack Boys in the back because they saw me? I'm like, what's happening?
EJ.
What about you, EJ?
I think that a lot of times, you know, there's an assertive pursuit that's like attractive on both sides, and then it gets to the point where it looks desperate. And so trying to like distinguish between the two of those, I think, is, you know, a challenge sometimes. Sometimes you just really like somebody, and so you put yourself out there, and it's like, okay, whoa, that's too much. And then other times, like, you're on the receiving end of that, and it's like, whoa, she's doing too much. Let me just put that over there. And so, like I think balance, I guess, would be the big thing, you know, in this whole conversation. Like, you want enough interest in pursuit to be flattered and to be interested and to reciprocate, but you don't want it to turn into a situation where you're like being smothered and annoyed and like you just want to get away from it. Uh,
Hmm.
and so, and I think that's kind of universal. I mean, there are women that are more assertive and more, you know, of the pursuer, and there are men who kind of just, you know, stand around and wait for people to come to them. So like, I think it happens on both sides. I think men though generally are the pursuers, and you know, that's been my position on the majority of relationships that I've had. And you know, like Lo said, it's just a way of life for a man. We're by the time you hit your 30s, you develop a sense of courage that's like, yeah, whatever, I'll talk to anybody, and whatever happens happens. And you know, and you develop a sort of indifference to like when they reject you, or you know, and then when they accept, it's like, oh, okay, cool, and you just keep it going. And so, you know, I think that if men were kind of encouraged to develop that sooner, like get out of your feelings, at least in the beginning, don't hold it in, don't hold on to rejection, then men might be a little healthier in general as they get older. It's like, yeah, you're going to get rejected sometimes. That's just how it goes. Like, don't worry about it. Don't hold on to it. Don't overreact. Just move forward. Just, you know, like get out there and just keep trying, you know. So honestly, I mean, I think that if men are encouraged like that, you know, early on in their, you know, high school, college, whatever, then they'll grow to be healthier men later on. They won't necessarily turn into fuck boys or things like that.
And I
Yeah,
would
you
tell
know,
I
all
would
right,
tell
all right.
dudes not to try to develop no game either. Like literally the truth, bro. If you tell the truth, you know what I mean? It's like that's it. Like all you gotta do is just say whatever you thought you wanted to say. You know what I mean? Like if you try to develop pickup lines and all that stuff is corny to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's not forget that we are now in 2020, which is what we're discussing, in this environment of the Harvey Weinstein situation. So you can say what you want to say, but all right, if let's say it's too real.
Yeah,
Let's
don't
say
get
it's not
canceled,
something she
but
wants to hear. Let's say, you know what? You find her physically attractive, and you're saying that in the age of Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby and everything else, that is a fear for men that I think exists. Like,
but they weren't just saying what they wanted to say.
they weren't, but
They were raping people.
you are correct. Those particular
You draw the line
individuals,
somewhere.
those particular individuals are correct. Yes, in that situation, in that response, though the reaction to those particular individuals is correct. You know what? That's too much. But it does present a culture where being too aggressive with a woman in terms of your thoughts and feelings about them is a thing. So what's considered too far? I know it's very like it's very personalized as to what's considered a turn on or not. But in general, what should a man do in terms of his interaction with a woman, his approach does not consider too far but is considered forward enough
All
to
right.
be attractive.
So you can flirt. You get like twice. You get like twice to be flirt, and then just talk regular. That's it.
Just
I,
like use common
oftentimes
sense.
what I find,
You don't have common sense.
you asked the question though of what I like. So oftentimes I find though that guys will message me right away with sex, and I'm not prude. I'm
You
not.
have to be honest. That's what they want.
I'm not prude at all, but I find it to be irritating and disrespectful, the timing of which, you know. So if you talk about like dating, I've had a lot of guys ask me for something physical before we've even went on the first date or kissed at all.
Pick me.
So that's where it gets to be disrespectful for me.
Pick me.
I don't like that. Like there's a dude I met online. He's messaging me. Everything's going well. Twice in 1 week. So there's one guy who's messaging me. We had been messaging for some time. We hadn't even seen each other. And then he's like, dang, we might have to, I posted a picture. And he's like, dang, we might have to go half. And I'm like, please don't say what I think you're about to say. I'm like, half on what? And then he's like, a baby. So I'm like, oh, you're done. You're cut. So then there's another guy that same week. We met on Facebook dating. And we're having a great conversation. Where do you work? How many kids you have? This and that. Everything's going well. We're starting to talk about where we want to meet up at. Good. Then he goes from, do you give massages? Okay. So I throw him a little bone. Oh, I'm pretty good. Can you give me a massage? I've never laid eyes on you. Ever. And so I say to you, why do you think I'm giving you a massage? And so it gets to be like disrespectful.
Yeah, those guys are stupid.
All right. Well, wait. At the same time, though, we discussed earlier about guys' approach. You know, you want someone to pursue you.
I didn't say I wanted somebody to respect me or ask me for sex when we first talked.
All right. So, and this is me playing devil's advocate because I know how to play the game, but they see you out somewhere in public. They know zero facts about you. Zero. So all they have to go on is, yo, she looks good. Cool. And they may, depending on the context, see you interacting with other individuals, including singing, because you're a singer. Fine. That's all they got to go on.
Well, no. Like, I mean, I'm not somebody that's like involved with a lot of these modern movements and stuff, but like when I say use common sense, how often in your life have you or are you going to meet someone and barely know their name and you just have sex right away? Usually, hold on. Usually you have to build a rapport.
Right.
You have to get to know them a little bit. You have to learn facts about them. You have to get them to a level of comfort, and then the sex happens.
But she
so
right.
to open with that is to like, okay, you know this doesn't happen this way most of the time.
It doesn't.
So why?
They've also in this conversation asked
to not do that.
They also asked for you to be upfront with them.
No. Here's my thing. I want you to.
No, I don't want that.
I mean, if you want to be a friend, you could say, "Hey, I'm attracted to you." I mean, that's kind of. But you can still say that, and it's not like, you know.
Like I expect a man to try to test the waters and test the temperature at some point, but the timing of it has become disrespectful. Like you're gonna want to say like, I want to have sex. Like that's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah.
But the some point in time is the problem of it. Like
it's got to build up to that first.
Well, I work with children. I don't have any children. I'm from Ohio. I'm from Pennsylvania. Will I have sex with you? What?
That's being very honest.
It's that blunt these days. Like it's really literally. I've had it
So
happen.
you don't want them to be that blunt with you.
I want them to show me respect.
Wait, I mean, all right. No, my question is this though.
And respect to me.
All right, all right. Let's say their thought is.
To me is not asking me for sex before you've ever laid eyes on me. Before we've ever even went on a date.
They did lay eyes on you. That's why they're asking you for sex.
On the picture.
So at what point? So at what point in time is a comfort?
He's laughing for a reason though. Like
so for it is 2020. If
right.
if he and
want to have sex or not?
look
Like that's where it's at anymore. You want to have sex or not? No, I'm good. Well, yeah, me too. I'll talk to you later. And we're going to go to the next email. You want to have sex or not?
right. That's a very real conversation. But wait, so Sherelle, you asked for the hunter personality. Hunter personality is very goal-oriented. They want to kill. They have this thing in mind. Even if it's, you know what, I want to get to know you and I want to have sex. And they say that. They say, like, you know what? I want to get to know you and I want to have sex. Let's go ahead and pursue that. Let's say that's the goal in mind.
That's not what I'm interested in.
So you want them to play games so they get to that?
No. What I want is
not to want to be physically attracted to you.
He is playing.
Just want to know your personality, and eventually they might be like physically attracted.
You gotta learn how to play that shit off anymore.
You've messed up everything that I've said, misconstrued everything I've said. So say that again, please. Say it again, please.
I'm saying this. So you don't want them to pursue you just for sex. But you want to have this hunter mentality.
All I'm asking.
So you want them to hunt you down for your personality. Cool. And eventually want to be attracted to you for sex.
All I've asked is that if he is romantically interested in me, that he says it first. That is all I'm asking. Now, if
wait. Because
Brandon,
the reason why I say this,
if he's sexually interested in me, he'll probably say it, and I'll decline because I'm not sexually interested in him, and I have that right to do so.
You definitely have that right. But what you want is him to be attracted to you initially to be a hunter, which is what you said. He wants to look at you and decide, nah, I don't want sex. I want to find her personality. Although there is no aspects of her personality that I know.
That's not what she's.
That's not what I said.
Why not?
She doesn't want him to talk about that on the first.
She doesn't wait.
The first time he opens his mouth.
Right. She doesn't want. Wait. No. I agree. She does not want him to say it, but she wants to be an existing thing.
Of course.
I'm a woman.
She wants him to be honest, but not actually play games with it.
She wants him to be honest, but not too
honest,
vulgar about wanting.
It's not about being
too early.
It's not about being vulgar. He can, whatever the diction or word choice he uses.
Hey, Brandon.
The honesty of his.
It's not that
attraction and emotions towards her on the initial. Observation that she exists.
Brandon, if I asked him, do you want to have sex with me? And it's the first conversation, then that's fine for him to say that. But I've not asked.